Today I want to just highlight some of the things that we as a family need to continue to keep in our hearts and minds about mothers and how special you are, and just want to encourage you just a little bit this morning. But we love you and want you to know that we're so grateful that how God can put this whole thing together. And He made you so special and so unique. So if you will, real quickly, open your Bibles up to the 128th Psalm, Psalm 128. And I just want to read one portion of verse 128 and 3. Psalms 128 and 3, if you will. It says, "Your wife shall be a fruitful vine in the very heart of your house." I'll read that one more time. "Your wife shall be a fruitful vine in the very heart of your house." And so, keeping that thought in mind, and of course we'll look at some other passages, but keeping that thought in mind, I want to talk about the fruitful vine. The fruitful vine. God has had his own unique way of creating us, and if you'll go back and look at the story of creation, which is just so much there, you realize that every single person, creature that He created, each one is unique. We all unique. Even when He created man and woman, He could have created us the same, but He made us different. He made us unique. And so, but God never creates anybody, or He never does anything with nothing. He always will have a purpose and why He's doing things, and He's always a purpose in how He put things together. And so, as we come and we look at the story of creation, and God began to put together the earth, and He began to put together the creatures on the earth and so forth. When you get down to chapter 2, verse 27, He says, "So God created man in His own image, the crown jewel of His creation. In the image of God He created him. Male and female He created them. Then God blessed them." Don't miss that. "And God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and subdue it." So now God has come up with a perfect plan for mankind. And not only is it a perfect plan, He put them in a perfect environment called the Garden of Eden. And so if you want to know what's God's perfect will, you can always go back to the garden, and in the garden it shows us His perfect will. And so if you take a look at it, you find that God created this person, and the stars to understand as being a mother. So one of the reasons He created Eve was one for her to get baby, be covenanted to Adam, but through her, the entire earth, through this new creature He called woman, and through this first woman that He called Eve. But now He has some order in it, It says, first of all, He created man and woman in His own image. So the first thing He did, He created us uniquely. He gave us our own individuality. He gave us our own purpose. And then the next thing, number 2, He says, I'm going to give you this order to be fruitful and multiply. But in order to do that, I'm going to put you together as a couple. So He created the man and woman. He put the two together. And then, after doing that, and then multiply to be fruitful and then multiply. Well, why was that order so important? First of all, he wanted Eve, who was going to be the first mother, as we all know, he wanted her to understand that before she becomes a wife, before she becomes a mother, that she was created in the image of God. And so, in order for her to carry out her God-given responsibility, she was going to have to understand and appreciate who she was all by herself. She was going to have to understand her uniqueness and how God created her and her purpose in life. And so the first thing God says, I want you to understand who you are. But now whenever God gives us something to do, he always gives us what we need to accomplish it. He says, so once she realized who she was in the image of God, then God gave her someone to multiply with. And so before she became a wife, she became a person. Amen? Amen. And I just want to throw in just a little something right here. If you're thinking about getting married, if you're thinking about starting a new life, ladies, you first need to understand who you are before you can hook up with somebody else. But last but not least, he gave her the command. Once you know who you are, and once you are a God-given person, then I'm gonna bless you. Now that came before any of the fruitfulness and the multiply. He says, if you will come together in my will, I will bless you, and you will be fruitful and multiply. Now, what is it about this whole fruitful thing? So in order to understand what he meant about being fruitful, you got to turn over to Psalm 128 and 3. And so he gives a picture of what he was talking about that's in Psalm 128. He says, your wife will be like a fruitful vine in the very heart of your house. Now, so he's using a metaphor or simile to help us to wrap our minds around what he meant about being fruitful. And so in order to understand what God meant about this whole thing about being fruitful, you first got to understand what he meant, how he meant it when he wrote it. And so you got to go all the way back to Jewish culture to understand what was the whole idea about being fruitful. See, in order to interpret the Bible correctly, you got to kind of know what was going on during that particular time. For example, I was at a wedding rehearsal this last past Friday, and a bunch of guys sat around talking and with one another. This guy, he was saying, everybody started laughing, and he said, no cap. And I thought to myself, what does no cap have to do with what he was talking about? Well, I came home and talked about my daughters and my sons, and I realized that back in my day, no cap they let their hat somewhere, right? But now, no cap means you're not lying, right? So now, if I'm going to interpret something that I'm reading, that was written a long time ago, I need to understand the time period that it was written in, because no cap 21 years ago meant something very different. So in order to understand what he meant by being fruitful, we need to understand Jewish particular time. So that was three main statements. During that particular time in Jewish culture. Number one, that was rain. Number two, that was grapevines. And number three, that were olive trees. And so barley, or the grain that was raised during that particular time, was barley all the time. They made bread from. But one of the most valuable things that every household would have would be grapevine. And the most listen with me. If you will do your part, I will do my part. And that mother that you have in that household will be a fruitful vine. Now, in order for a vine to be fruitful, that vine needs two things. Number one, it needs to be watered. Number two, it needs to have sunshine. So now, how in the world, what did he mean by when he told him that I want you to water your vine? So you got to go all the way back to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 26. And he says that we are sanctified by the watering of the word. So in other words, in order for your vine to be watered, that means you need to give these encouraging words to your vine. Your vine needs to be lifted up if it's going to be fruitful. Your vine needs to hear that you love it. Your vine needs to understand that you care for it. See, when he said the word sanctified, he was meaning that this vine was set aside and it was something special. So we came here this morning to let the mothers know that you're special, that we love you, that we honor you, that we highly esteem you, and we don't want you to ever forget how much we appreciate all the stuff that you do. Now he was telling him this, and this would have been a young couple. He was telling him that if you take care of it, in other words, if you will make sure the vine is happy. See, everybody know when mom ain't happy, there ain't nobody in the house happy. Amen? And so if you want a peaceful household, if you want a smooth running household, amen, Mike, then you got to make sure mama is happy. Because if mama's not happy, ain't nobody in the house is going to be happy. So he was telling this young man to water your vine. Water your vine. Water your vine. See, I've been married for a few years now. And I learned, and see if y'all can figure this out. You know, some of y'all may be so like me. I've learned that if you keep the vine happy, the vine will keep you happy. Amen? Oh, y'all ain't slow like me, are you? So water your vine. Well, let me go on just a little further. He says, if you move on to the next verse, that out of that vine, in verse 4, will become olive plants. Olive plants. Those were the children. And he says, if you take care of her and keep her happy, then all around your house will be happiness. Your children will be happy. You will be happy. Everybody in the house will flourish if you take care of mama. So he says that as you cultivate the vine, then out of it comes these wonderful olive branches. And these olive branches, they grow, and they become little vines in themselves. So one of the reasons why we have to appreciate mothers so is the fact that mothers have to sacrifice so much for us. See, the only way those little olive branches can come about, that mother has to sacrifice a lot. She has to lay out and almost come to near death before those olive branches can come to life. And so we need to appreciate mothers for all that they have to go through in order to bring about these olive branches. But now there's another part. There's another part of this. Not only do they have to sacrifice in order to get those olive branches here, there's a whole other part of life that these mothers have to go through that sometimes we don't understand. See, let me back up just 1 second. See, if you look at the grain, and you look at the grapes, and you look at the olive branches, one thing that they all have in common, they all have to be crushed in order to get the fruit that they was meant to give. In other words, in order for the grain to be useful, the grain has to be crushed. And as you crush it, it makes flour, and the flour makes the bread that you enjoy. In order for the grapes to be all that it was meant to be, the grapes have to be crushed, and the grapes are crushed out, and the juice is made into wine. In order for the olive branches to be all, the olive plants to be all it has to be, the olives have to be crushed, and the precious oil have to come from the olive branches. See, the other part that we forget about the mothers is the fact that, number one, they sacrifice to get us here. But then they have to go through the part where they watch the olive branches, the olive branches being crushed. They have to stand back and watch us go through all the things in life that we have to go through. They watch the children suffer sometimes when they can't do it, they can't help them. They have to watch the kids separate from them. They go through all the parts of life. And there are times when the mothers feel like they can't do anything. They can't help them. And they have to endure those times. They have to sacrifice. There are things that go on in a mother's heart that we don't understand sometimes. So we applaud the mothers for all the sacrifices that they go through. But then there's a second thing. There's a second thing that the vine needs to be fruitful, and that's sunshine. It has to have water, and it has to have sunshine. Now, sunshine is one of those things that God will take care of all by himself. You can't manufacture any sunshine. Sunshine is always there. But the one thing that will hinder sunshine from coming in is shade. And that means that when something is shaded, that means something is blocking the sunshine from coming in. And so, if you really think about it, to put sunshine on the mother means that she needs access to certain things. She needs access. So, if we want to keep our mothers happy, if we want to keep our mothers appreciated, we need to make sure they have plenty of access. See, when a closet starts to get a little empty, then we need to make sure, men, that the mothers have access to some new clothes. Amen? Oh, I knew some horns was going to blow in. Amen. When our hands start looking tarnished and start looking ashy, we need to make sure Mama has some access to some new diamonds on her fingers. Oh, I know that gets some more horns. Now, you know I love it. You know I can say whatever's on my mind now. So when you look around, and Mama's wings start to get a little crooked, then you have to make sure Mama has access to a new hairdo, amen? So our job is to make sure that everything Mama needs to be happy, that we make sure that she has access to everything that she needs to be fruitful. Because God gave the command. If we'll do our part, he will bless her if she's happy, she will be fruitful. And if she's happy and have access to all the things that she needs. You know, one of the things that in our culture, we put too much on mama. We put too much on mama. I think mothers today are carrying loads that God never meant for them to carry. They have the job of rearing the children. They have the job of carrying children on their hearts. And yet so many times we allow mama to carry stuff on her shoulder that God never meant for her to carry. And so she's weighted down with it. She's weighted down with all the responsibilities that God has given her. And yet many times we can remove some of those barriers from her. But we step back and let her carry it all by herself. Because here was the thing. See, her job as the multiplier was not just to multiply just to have something to do, but she was going to give birth to some new multipliers. And so, in order for her to do her job, to keep on reproducing the earth, then we have to do our job of taking the birth. Too many financial burdens, mothers have. Amen. Amen. Too many problems in the home that can be cleared up with daddy stepping in and saying what he needs to do, say to make sure stuff is where it needs to be. Too many burdens mama have to carry on her heart. So we have to make sure and God says, he said that if we will do our part, he will do his part. And the woman will be fruitful. And if she's fruitful, then she will multiply. Thank God for his word. I hope that was a little bit encouraging to you. But Mother, we want you to know that all that you do and all who you are, we appreciate how God has created you.